and then we start working with this stuff. Okay, guys, we are going to continue working with Excel file that we have been working before, and just a little thing to remember. You remember when we have, imagine that we have this fee. You remember the effective cost of capital? Do you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see a whiteboard.
Yep, perfect. Okay, there was something that is defined as a effective cost of capital, guys. Okay, and then the thing is the following. Imagine that you have a loan, let's say $10,000. Can you help me computing the values? Okay, I will pay only in 3 months. Okay, and I will make this very easy. So n equals 3 months, interest per month. So you need to transform this one here. Imagine is 1%, and my principal equals $10,000. Okay, you can use Excel, guys, and tell me what is the payment. Okay. Use the Excel file that we have. Just replace the values and tell me what is the payment. Okay, someone? So remember, guys, I need you to have this file with you, okay? This is what we did last time. So in this case, I have a principal of $10,000, 3 months. I don't need this one here. I will simply delete this one here for just for example. I say this is equal to 1%, right? Agree with me, guys? You need to have this calculator, please, because it allows you to help me very quickly. So what is the payment? 3,422, right? I will not modify anything here. Do you see my screen, the Excel, what I've done in Excel or not?
No.
Oh, yeah, I need to stop this one here. Wait a second. Yeah, now do you see my screen? Excel?
Yeah, now I can see Excel.
Perfect. So this is what we did yesterday, or sorry, a couple of days ago, guys. And I need you to do this stuff, and then because you're going to follow me and you're going to do the exercises. So please open this Excel file that we worked last time. Give me 1 second. I don't know. Well, this is the one that we created the last time. I named it Examples 2023. Have you done that? I did this with you.
Yes. Thank you. I
Yeah,
got it.
yeah, you got it. Perfect. So now what I'm telling to you guys is how can I change this one here is basically what I can say is I told you $10,000, 3 months. I don't give you this. I just for easiness of the exercise, I told you this is 1%, right? So if you just replace the values here, you get 3,400.22. Someone can confirm this value.
I got the same value.
Excellent. Yeah. 3,400.22. Right? So basically what this means is that every month I will be paying this amount of money. Okay? So now the question comes in the following way. Imagine, guys, that the bank is charging you, let's say a management fee that is equal to 0.05. So fee equals 0.5%. So this implies that I need to pay here 50. Do you agree, guys? Okay, so this is my fee. Now, one thing that you need to understand is that the fee does not influence the way the payments are computed. Okay, so the payments only consider the cash flow, and the fees are not considered in the cash flow to compute this payment. Now, when the fees enter into the picture, well, the fees enter into the picture to compute the effective cost of capital. Okay, so in order to compute the effective cost of capital, guys, what we need to do is we need to net the cash flow. Remember, we cannot have up and down, so we need to have either up or either down. So this becomes 9950, and then I have my three cash flows as before, of each 3,400. Got it? And now, how do I compute the effective cost of capital, guys? What do I use? Indeed, what is the effective interest rate that you're paying? How do I do that? What technique do I use? We use what, guys? What technique? It rings a bell to tell you what is the average interest rate per period. That's my question. So the average interest rate per period is known also as what? Guys?
The IRR.
Exactly, the internal rate of return. So basically what you do is you simply compute the IRR on that, and then you obtain the interest rate that you are indeed paying. Okay? So this is what we are going to be doing now. So let me go back to here. Just not to destroy this one here. What I will do is this was the original one. I will create a copy of this one here. Don't do that. I will copy this one just next to it. And then what I will do is I will move this a little down, or I can do this here. I will include a fee, and the fee is going to be 0.5%. So this is my fee. So remember, this fee doesn't intervene in anything related to the cash flow, okay, related to the payment. But it intervenes when we want to compute the cost of capital. So what I will do here is I will call my principal again. So my principal is $10,000, right? And then what I want is simply my fee multiplied by this number. So this number times this number is 15. So what is my first cash flow? My first cash flow is going to be, guys, this one minus this one. And then what I do is I copy the other cash flows, these ones here, with a negative sign. You see that? And so this one here is my cash flow for analysis, correct? So what I need to do now is I will compute the internal rate of return. So this is going to be, indeed, this is the effective cost of capital. So, and this is the internal rate of return technique. And then you simply block all this one here, and then you get it. So let's do this with more decimals. Why I'm doing this stuff? Oh, sorry, this is incorrect. So I need to move the numbers here. Okay, blah, blah, blah. And this one here should be equal to this one. Okay, so now we have it. So give me 1 second. And it's not 4 periods, it's only 3 periods. I need to be sure that I have this correctly. Do you see that, guys? So in order to compute the effective cost of capital, what I need to do is, well, my schedule of payments is exactly the same as before. It's not affected. But when I need to compute the effective cost of capital, guys, then is when I need to introduce a fee. And one of the easy things is that $10,000 that I receive minus $50,000 I need to pay. Indeed, what I've received is $9,950. These are my payments, and my effective cost of capital is 125 as opposed to the 1% that we have here. Make sense to everyone?
Will be staying on through the next project cycle, and the
Guys,
floodgates open. He starts
someone
sending
is
me out.
yeah, someone is with
I occasionally keep him
guys, can you mute, please?
pretending not to understand.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, I need to mute. Okay, guys, questions? Do you understand?
Yes,
Guys, I don't see. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now the other example that we did is this one here. This one here. Remember, everyone has this example. Can you please be sure that you get this example? I will work on this. You know what? I prefer to have a new one. Can you copy this one here to the end? Remember, if you want to copy, is move or copy, create a copy, and let's move it to the end. Okay, so let's delete the graph. I don't need the graph now. And now what you need to do, guys, is the following. In Excel, okay? In Excel. So let's do, imagine, guys, that we have my principal equals $45,000. Okay, let's assume that n equals 36 months. Let's assume that my interest rate for 1 year equals 25.28%. Got it? So my payments are monthly. So the first thing that I ask you is compute the payment and estimate the payment schedule. Okay.
Prof, just a quick one. Is the interest per annum or is it per month?
No, always. If the payments are monthly, you need to transform this one into monthly.
Okay.
This is for 1 year, okay? Oopsie.
Okay, cool, thanks.
Okay, perfect. 3 minutes to do this, guys. Copy one of the examples that we have, and then we can modify from there. Remember, that's the easy thing. Okay, so let me remember it's 45, 36, 25, 28. Okay, have you done that? What is the payment? Someone can give me the payment.
$17.36.
1736. So I have one, I will write this here. 1736.
I've
Someone
got 1796.82.
96.82. Okay, I have two answers. They're very close to each other, but okay, let's take a look. So one more minute for allowing everyone. I need everyone to have this example, guys, because I will go around with this example. Okay, so everyone must get this example done. Okay, so let me write this one here. We have $45,000. The number of months is only 36. This is 25.28%. Yep, it's 1736.11. So this number is correct. Can you verify that, please? Can you all check? So this is 2528. I can do this two decimals. Yeah, one decimal is enough. Do you see that, guys? Okay, so now when we build our table, the only thing that I need to be careful is 36 months. So I need to be sure that I go to 36 up to here and here. You see that these two numbers are equal. So I need to delete all what is left. We don't need that. Just to check, remember, guys, let me put this only with two decimals. We can use two decimals or even one decimal is okay here. I don't need decimals here. So you see, guys, the last numbers are exactly the same. So this implies that we cancel out our, I will put two decimals, cancel out our debt. So the table is okay. Make sense to you guys? Questions? Everyone has this table, please. I will start working with this table now. I need your answers, guys. Guys, everyone has this table. Okay, everyone is here, I assume. Okay, so let me ask you a couple of questions here. So let me share this one here. Guys, I need to know, do you have this one here? Guys? Well, I should assume that you have it, guys. I cannot see you, so I don't see your answers. Okay. Okay, so now what I want from you. Yeah, so let's do examples with the same Excel, okay? So if you're at the end of the 6th month, how much, and you want to pay your debt, okay? So how much money you need to have? Okay. Let's start doing this, guys. The first one. Okay. So I will make and stop here. Let's do this in 3 minutes maximum. How much money, guys?
Well, you need to
Is it
have
the principal amount?
Sorry? Yeah, it's the principal. Okay, so how much money I need for a principal, this number, right? But also I need to do something more. I need to have something more. That's what?
You need to
Combine
have
all
the-
these numbers.
Sorry?
plus the interest, right?
Plus interest.
Yes.
You agree? Because I am at the end of the month. So that's why I need to pay the principal at the end of the month plus all the interest of the month. So I need to
Yes.
pay basically, oh, sorry. I need to have basically 41,180.93. Everyone agrees with me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Now let's copy this one here again. Let's move it to the end. And now we said that we're not at the end of the month. Okay, so we are at the day 16. So we can put 16th day. Okay, so what is the impact of being not at the end of the month, but at the 16th day? Obviously, that this number here is too high, right? I need to pay only more or less half of this number, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so what I need to do is I need to compute what is the interest rate for 16 days. Okay, I will do this here. How do I compute the interest rate for 16 days? If this one here is monthly, you know our formula is going to be 1 plus this number to the power 16 over 30 minus 1. So this is my interest rate for 16 days. Agree with me or not? Let me put this in percentages.
Agree.
Agree? And then what you need to do, the only thing that you need to do then, guys, is to modify this one here. Because remember, up to this point here, this number assumes that you're paying the interest rate for 1 month. But indeed, you're not paying for 1 month. You just want to pay this for 16 days. You just move the arrow, and then you have it. So you need to have $40,000 for the principal. That's correct. But only 406 instead of the $766 that you paid before. So you just need $40,000, 821.57.
Sorry, can you go back to the formula of the 16 days interest?
Yes, here we
Thank
go.
you. Appreciate- Yeah,
Let's do
let me
this.
copy. Thank you.
So it is simply, this is the rate for 1 month, 30 days in default. And simply is 1 plus this number to the 16 over 30 minus 1. The simple transformations that we do with what do you call it?
Just wondering, for all exercises, are we taking into account that months are 30 days or?
Yes. By
31.
default, we're gonna assume it's 30 days.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay. Let me save this one so I can. So now let's continue doing exercises. Now, let's go back to 0, okay? Let's go back to the original, original loan. Original loan. So forget about these 6 days, 50 days. So let's start with the original loan. Let's assume at the end of the 6 month, the interest rate goes up, let's say to 28.59%. Okay. Estimate the new payment and the schedule of payments. You understand, no? This is you're in a loan. Guys, be careful with yeah. Okay, so this is the next challenge. So you're at the end of the 6 months. So remember, when I say go back to the original one, what I'm saying to you is please do a copy, make a copy of this one here, this one here. Okay, so let's do a copy here. Move to the end, create a copy. Yeah, use this one here to do this type of thing. Okay, let's say in 3 minutes. So guys, to do this one here, remember that you have the following. So we have the upper part in your Excel that computes the payment, correct? Now what they are saying is after the 6 months, you're gonna have a change of interest rate. So cut here your Excel, open, give a lot of blank spaces here and copy this one here. And then you have the interest here, so change the interest here. You need to compute the new principal. Be careful here, what is the principal? And change the new interest. And then everything is gonna be here, and then you're gonna have your new payment, right? And then you start from here, so from 7 to 36. And this new payment is going to go here. The interest rate is going to go somewhere here, etc. So open half of that. Well, after the 6 month, open the space, copy the upper part, and then continue working with that. Okay. Try to do it. Let's do it in 3-4 minutes. And we pause, please. Yeah. So I know that the question is something is happening after the 6 months. So the interest rates are increasing. So what I will do is I will, I don't know how many, but let's do. I will insert rows here. And then what I will do is I will copy this part here. Let's copy this one here. Yeah. Many rows here. Okay, so now the first thing I need to realize, guys, how much money I owe to a bank at this point, at the end of the 6 months. Okay, guys, you tell me. How much money I owe to a bank?
Is it 40? I mean, the money, the principal at the end of 6 months?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but remember, this is at the end of 6 months. I'm forced to pay
Plus.
this minus this
Oh.
one here. Do you agree? Because I'm paying the principal at the end of the 6 months. So in order to compute what is my debt, remember at the end of the 6 months, I need to pay this stuff. So at the end of the 6 months, it's going to be this minus this. So this is what I owe to a bank. Now, how many months are left? I have already 6. It's 36, so it should be 30, correct? Then what is my new interest rate? I told you guys, please, what is the number? What was the interest rate increase? Guys,
It increased to 28.59.
28.59. So now this implies that your new payment is going to be 1,789.8. Everyone agrees with me?
Yeah.
Perfect. So now we need to be sure, guys, that this is the new number in my payment. So I do F4 just to be sure that I copy this forever. And the other change that I need to do in my interest, remember my interests are computed based on this number here. But now my new monthly interest is different. So you need to be sure that you get this number here. And then you need to copy all this down. And let's be sure that we get, yes. So we close our position at the end of 36 months, so we're okay. 1 minute to copy. Where do you want me to locate? So you need to be sure that the interests are now the principal times the new interest rate, sorry, not interest. Everyone is with me?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So now let's continue. We continue with this one here. Can we copy this one here to another one? So just we keep track of what we're doing. So let's copy this one, create a copy. Let's move this to the end. Okay, so let me give you another challenge. Okay, so now let's assume, guys, that we are at the end of the 20th month. Okay, and you have, let's say, $10,000 to pay your current payment and some money to prepay. Okay, so from here, assume that you want to keep the same number of months. Okay, so this implies compute your payment structure. You can start doing this, guys. And the second assumption is that assume you want to keep the same payment as before. And this implies that your N is going to decrease. Okay. So B, compute your scheduled payments. And let's do 4 minutes to do the first one, and the second one, build everything, and I will help you. Again. And let me share my screen. Okay, so I have copied this one here. Yes. Okay, so now we are at the end of the month 20. Okay, so I will do the same trick. I will open some space here. And I will compute, I will take this one here. Okay, so now, first of all, I have $10,000, correct? From these $10,000, how much I need to pay for how much do I need to pay for this month? So I need to pay basically this one here plus this one here, correct? So it's basically my quote. How much money is left in after I pay my payment? Oh. Oopsie. Yeah. What's going on here? Is this one here minus this one here, correct? This is what is left from my payment. From my $10,000, I need to pay my $1,789.81. So I'm left with $8,210.19 that I can use for as a rebate, correct, guys?
Yes, Prof.
Okay, perfect. So this one here, how much I owe, forget about the 8,000 per minute. How much I owe at the end of the 20th month, I owe this money, 24,076. But on top of that, what I want is to subtract from here. I want to do a prepayment of 8,210. So what is my debt at the end of this period? 15,866, because I have done a prepayment of 8,210. Okay? Then from here is how many months are left? 16, the interest rate don't change, etc. So this is the first question. The first question is I want to keep the same number of months. So I want to keep this 16. As you can see, guys, as soon as you have done a prepayment, your monthly payment is going to decrease. Got it? So we need to arrange again, to adjust again the table. So this one here now should go with this one, F4. And this one here, also you need to bring back down the interest rate. And that's it. Then you copy it down here. Let's take a look. Oopsie. Oh, of course, you are going to be equal to this one here. And then this should go correctly. Any questions, guys? Do you get these values?
Yes.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, so now, can you copy this one here? This one, the last one we have done in let's create a copy at the end. There is another option, guys. The other option is the following. Okay, what I want is to keep this number equal to this one here. You know, and the people normally do this. You say, I'm used already to pay this money, and I want to pay this money. Got it? However, what this implies is that indeed, as all the remaining data is the same, this number of periods should decrease, correct? Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. So what we are going to compute is, if we keep this number, that is this one here, what is my number of periods? So in Excel, guys, we have a formula, a function that is called NPER. My rate is going to be my 2.48, my 2.118. Then I have my payment. Please, in the payment, write this as a negative number, just to have this positive. I want to keep this as a payment. And what is my principal? I don't see my principal. My principal is this one here. Okay. Then you close that. Let me see if I see it. Yes, this is correct. So I will put the formula bigger. So it is the interest rate, this one, 2.118. The payment that I want to keep, this one here, 1789. And the B38, guys, is how much money I owe to the bank. 15,000 something. I don't remember what is that.
So, Prof, on that principal amount, we use the principal amount after deducting the.
Oh, yeah. Yes. After deducting everything. You see, after deducting 25 minus my principal and minus my prepayment. So this is my 15,866.
Okay.
Can you show this function one more time, please?
Yes, this one here. Please take a look.
And this is for part B of the question, right?
This is yes, part B.
Yeah,
So
okay.
This is part B, in which you want to keep the same payment as before. And as soon as you're keeping the same payment as before, the number of periods should decrease.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect.
And Prof, I guess it would be the same if the payments reduce, right?
Yeah, the payments, yeah, of course. Remember, this is the first option. If you want to keep the 16 months, well, you're gonna pay less. You see that?
Okay.
Because now your principal is much lower than before, so your payments are going to be much lower than before, but you're gonna be paying 16 months. In real life, guys, I have seen a lot of people prefer to do that. As soon as you are already paying this, and this, you say, you know what, I prefer to continue paying the same. This implies that I will pay less months. So instead of 16, guys, now you're going to be paying only almost 10 months. Okay, we need to do more. Huh? We need to continue working more at this point. But up to here. Are you okay with me?
Yes.
Okay, so now we have an issue here, guys. This is a 9.92 months. So indeed, this implies, let's go up to 10 months. So this is 21. We should be, this one here is going to disappear here, right? 10 months. So I can delete this part here. But you see here that it is not satisfying our condition. And that's because there is a couple of things here. What we need to determine, guys, 9 months, exactly 9 months are perfect. Up to here, we are okay. The only issue that we have is that the last month is not a complete month. How many days do I have in the 0.95? How many days represent? So what we do is basically, it's going to be this one here, minus 9, correct? So this is the 0.92. It's going to be left 0.92 of 1 month. And then you multiply this times 30. And then you can round this up. So basically, you are going to pay 9 months and 28 days. That's what we're going to be paying. Make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, perfect. And you realize why do I need this one here? Because my interest rate, my last interest rate is not going to be 2.18. It's going to be less than that. It's going to be 1 point, my monthly interest rate to the power, this one, 28 divided by 30, minus 1. So I can put this percentage and I can do more decimals, 1.95. Now here we need to do a lot of adjustments. Okay, copy 1 minute, guys. And we go to adjust the last month. Okay, so let's adjust the last month. So we know that the interest of the last month are not this one. This one here is using this one here. What we need to do is we need to use this one here. So we adjusted our interest rates. Now you force this one to be exactly the same as this one here, because you know that at the end you're going to pay this one here. And what is going to be your final quote? Your final quote is going to be this one plus this one. So basically you force everything. So we're going to be ending up paying 1,648.82.
Can you show the formula for iMonthly, please?
Yes, iMonthly, this one here. So this one here is going to be equal. Remember, we have only 28 days from the last month, correct? This 0.92. So what we need to do is we need to compute what is the interest rate for just 28 days. It's 1 plus B41, this rate here, that is monthly rate, to the power 28 divided by 30 minus 1. Make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Excellent. So I think that with this, we have covered almost all the cases, all the cases that you can see when you do with this type of how do you call it? Of mortgages. Okay. So now let's do one more, and I will do this in paper, and you're gonna do this in Excel later. Questions up to here, guys? Any questions? Okay, let me go back to this one here. Okay, let me clear everything. Okay, guys. So now what we have is the following. There is something that is called grace period of grace. Period of grace. So basically, we are going to have two types of periods of grace. Okay, so let's assume I will do one example. Imagine that I have $10,000. Imagine my N is 12 months. Imagine my grace period. Let's assume it's equal to I will put complete equals to 3 months. This is months. And let's assume that my interest rate, guys, per year equals 10%. Got it? So how this works, when you have a complete grace period, guys, is you don't pay principal or interest during this period. Makes sense? So basically, you don't pay anything during these 3 periods. So if I do my cash flows, it means I will receive $10,000. And then during period 1, period 2, period 3, I pay nothing. And then period 4, I start paying. Period 4, etc. until period 12. Got it? So now, what do you think? The bank is they are very good guys and they're gonna simply let you use the money without payments of any type of interest? Or what do you think happens?
The loan amount still accrues interest.
Yeah, of course. So basically what they're gonna be doing, guys, is moving this $10,000 and computing what is the future value at period 3. So they're gonna compute this value here. Do you agree? And then this is going to be your real principal. Let's call it principal star. Now, how do I compute this principal star, guys? This value is equal to what? You tell me. How do you compute that? Okay, guys, so what is the principal? How do I compute the principal? Come on, this is a future value for 3 months, that's all. So it should be equal to $10,000 times 1.10. Do you agree? To the power of what? Because this risk rate here corresponds to how many periods? Guys, come on. I'm interested about 3 months.
Yeah.
And this one is 12. Correct?
Yes.
And that should be it. So if you multiply this number by this number, so you get something. Can you please help me with the computation? So what is my new principal? Someone?
I got 10,241.
10,241 point something.
0.1368.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's say 0.14. Got it? So then, guys, when you have that, so basically you have computed this number, right? This number is 10,241.14. Then how do you compute the next 8 payments? Well, indeed, it's like having a new loan here. So your principal is going to be this number, n is going to be equal to what? 9, correct? And your interest rate, well, you need to transform this one, is going to be 10% per year, and you compute your payments. Okay, you can do that in Excel. Can you do that, please? Build this cash flow in Excel. What I suggest you guys is to copy. Let's copy the very first one. No, not this one. The very simple one. Yeah, we can copy this one here. Okay. I will copy this in this way this time. Yeah. So you can modify this one here. And then, of course, remember 1, 2, 3 is going to be empty. Do you agree? And then just from month 4 is you start filling everything. Okay, try to do this, guys. I will go to 12. Okay, the first 3 months are going to be empty. There is nothing. There is no payment. There is no the principal always is going to be 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. And then here jumps to the new principal that you have estimated. Okay, try to do this. Let's say 4 or 5 minutes maximum, please. We need to do a lot of things to do, please. So let me stop this. Thank you. So we have 12 months here, but we have 3 months of what do you call it? What I will do is I will add better here on top of that. And what I will do is I will do n equals 12 months. Then I have grace period. I will just write grace complete 3 months. Do you agree? So this implies basically, guys, so let me add one more here. So I have principal. My principal is the one that is $10,000. Then I have here, I will do this a little more. Then I have here my interest per year was equal to 10%, correct, guys? Then I can compute here my monthly interest rate. My monthly interest rate, guys, is going to be equal to 1 plus my 10% to the power 1/3, correct? Minus 1. I have all the information that I need. Okay, so my principal star, this is going to be my principal star. It's going to be equal to what? It's going to be equal to $10,000 times 1 plus this number. This number is monthly now, correct? So I need to move this to the power 3. Agree with me, guys? So I'm doing here something different. Let me put, and this is percentage-wise. Is this correct? Oh, sorry, my mistake. It's 1/12 because this is annual. This is going to be. I repeat again. So what I've done, this is the data I have. I have a principal of $10,000. I have 12 months, complete grace 3 months, annual interest rate 10%, my monthly interest rate 0.8%. So what I'm doing is I'm doing what I've done before. I'm computing what is the value of this $10,000 up to 3 months. So it's going to be this number multiplied by 1 plus this number, power 3, because this is monthly. Right? We have 10,241. I think we got this number, right? Sorry, I want to do that. 10,041, perfect. So we are up to here, we are okay. Now, how many months do I have now? I don't have 12. I have this 12 minus these 3. I have 9 months, and this one I can copy here. Do you get this number, guys? 1183. Guys, you get this number?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So now we need to build our cash flow. So this cash flow here is going to be indeed this number here, 10,000. Sorry. This number here is always going to be the principal. So that's the way you're going to see this one here in your payment. You don't have anything here. And then this one here is going to be equal to this number here. And from here, everything starts as before. So this one here is going to be my payment. My interest, let's see if this works correctly, is going to be this number times this number. So this is perfect. And this number is not perfect. And this one here is going to be this one minus this one. Then I can copy all these numbers here. Let me see if this works. Yep, you know, at the end, we get the exact numbers. Let me put all these 1 to 2 decimals. Here we go. You see that? You see these guys? Okay, 3 minutes to copy or to ask me questions if you want to see where do you want me to stop. Then I can, or to put my mouse.
Professor,
Yes, please go ahead.
why do we calculate monthly interest?
Oh, you know, I could have done this quarterly interest. I could have done that. The only thing is that, remember, it doesn't matter if you realize that this is a monthly rate. And so that's why you are going this to the power 3. It's basically 3 over 1, right? Or
I
you can
wanna
yeah.
I wanna ask, why do we calculate it on a year basis, not 9-month basis? So we put in
this one here. Oh, wait. Oh yeah, no, that's okay. So remember that we have the following. This 10% is annual rate, correct?
yes.
And this one here is the monthly rate. But my number of months is 9. So it's like
Yes.
having the loan starts from here, technically. You see that? My new principal is this number here. That is simply the $10,000, the future value of $10,000 3 months ahead. And this is that. Forget about that for a minute. And this is the way you compute we have been computing all the models. Remember, the principal, number of months. I have my annual interest rate. I compute my monthly interest rate, and my factor is going to be only for 9 months. Take a look. You see, my end is 9 months, so we're okay. Make sense?
Yeah, I thought we should pay this 10%. We should calculate it, taking into consideration that we will have to pay 10% in 9 months.
Yeah, no, we haven't. We pay 10% per year, okay? But, you know, it's 10% per year. You only pay what you use, remember. So if I'm using only 9 months, I pay only the 10% that corresponds to 9 months. It's less. So let me show you this one. So take a look. So indeed, your loan is for 12 months, do you agree? From these 12 months, you have 3 months free. No, not free, grace period. So the bank, in order not to lose money, what they are going to do is going to compute the future value of this $10,000 here. This is equal to 10,241. And from here, it's like having a loan of only 9 months, because from here to here, there are only 9 months.
Okay, got it.
Got it?
Mhm.
Perfect.
Thank you.
A pleasure. Okay, so let me go back to Excel. And I will give you one final assignment that we can move to something different. Okay, so one last exercise for you. So now, as I mentioned to you here, is the complete grace. There is another one that is similar to that. So let's do one example. We have $10,000 again. We have 12 months. And then I have my grace period. It's called partial. Okay, also 3 months. So what is the idea of partial, guys? You only pay interest. Okay, so you just pay interest. Let's assume again my interest rate is 10% per year. Okay, and then so how my cash flow is going to look like, guys? My cash flow is going to look like I receive my $10,000, and then I will pay the first 3 months just the interest. And then after this is 3, after the 4th month, I will start paying all what is left. Okay, so now how much I will pay here? This value here is equal to what? How do I compute my payment here? It's going to be only the interest, right? It's $10,000, 1.1 to the power 3 over, no, sorry, this should be 1 over 12 minus 1, because I just want the interest. So what is this number? Can you help me? It is 1.1. Oops. How much I need to pay per month?
That's a 1, right? On top of a 12.
Yes, it's 1. Yes, it's 1 month. Remember, I'm trying to compute what is my monthly payments.
So if I'm wrong, that exact equation should be 10,079.7414.
Oh, wait. Remember, we just want the interest. So that's why we do this. -1 is for interest.
Okay.
Remember, it's not like this one here that is a principal. I just want the interest.
So then it should be 79.7414.
Yeah. 74. Yeah, let's say 79, 74. Someone to confirm?
Yeah, that's right.
Perfect. So basically what you're doing, guys, is you're paying 79.74, 79.74, 79.74. Okay, got it. So now how do I compute these payments? Well, basically, guys, indeed, what you're having is, what is that your principal value here? What is this value here? You have been paying interest, right? Right, guys? So that's why the principal should be exactly the same. Make sense to you? As soon as you are paying interest, my principal doesn't change. So from here, guys, it's like having from here to here is 9 months. So you say basically I have my principal is going to be $10,000, n equals 9, interest for 1 year equals 10%, etc. Then you can compute your payment and build your schedule. Okay, can you do that? Let's say 5 minutes maximum. Do it. Okay, please do it. Let's stop this one. No. Okay, so let me repeat this one here. Okay, so this one here is basically, let me show you this one. Is this one here that we have a partial grace period? 3 months grace period implies that simply we need to pay only the interest rates. This implies that we keep the $10,000 after the 3rd month, and then we simply compute our payments as usual. Okay, so let's do this in Excel very quickly. So we have the $10,000, 12 months, 3 months grace period, partial. Interest rate annual 10%, 8%. In this case, we don't really care about this one here. My principal is going to be 10,000 9 months, so the payment is going to be 1,155. That goes here. And what happens during the first 3 months? The principal is always going to be $10,000. I need to pay interest on this $10,000, so you can take a look to what is this one here is the 10,000 multiplied by a monthly interest rate. So the payment for the first month is going to be $79. And once we arrive to the 4th period, we start paying as regularly. I start paying my payment, my interest, and my capital. And then as you can see, just to verify that we are correct, so take a look to the 12th period, and then we are in the same exact position. Okay, questions? Do you have questions, guys? So let me save this one here. Please keep this one as a good example, okay? It is a really good example. So now, guys, let's go into, let me share again my whiteboard. Let me record this one. Let me save this one. Okay, so now, guys, let's go into a new topic that is called commercial credits. Let's do the introduction, at least, of commercial credits and how this works. Yeah, today a lot of people was asking me to stop early because they have things to do. Basically, our South African friends. I don't know what. But you're South African guys, you're coming on Monday, so have a nice trip. So we're gonna see you on Tuesday with you. Okay, so what is a commercial credit, guys? It's very simple. You know, it's based, first of all, what they call is a flat. We work with flat rates. So what is flat rate? Is a different name for simple interest rates. Okay, that's it. And so they advertise flat rates. So imagine, guys, that you want to buy a TV. Okay, let's assume that your TV costs $2,000. It's a big TV. Now, let's assume that you're going to pay this in 24 months. And what they advertise, guys, is simply imagine the flat interest rate. So I will write S here because flat is simple. Imagine that is 3% per month. Got it? So that's it. So that's what they advertise. They advertise 3% per month, etc., etc., etc. So my question is, indeed, what is my effective cost of capital? how much money I'm really paying, okay? And for that, the first thing we need to realize, guys, is what is my payment? How do you compute the payment when you work with this type of loans? It's very simple. Is your PV, your principal, okay, that multiplies 1 plus n times the simple interest rate divided by n. Do you remember this formula? This formula up is the future value of a simple interest rate. And divide by n just to compute the monthly payment. So let's compute our payment according to this model. It's going to be $2,000. That multiplies 1 plus n is 24, right? And the interest rate is 0.03 divided by 24. So basically what I will do, I will compute the upper part first. So it's going to be 1 plus 24 times 0.03. So this is 172. So this is going to be equal to 2,000 multiplied by 172 divided by 24. So your payment, guys, is going to be equal to divided by 24. Your payment is going to be equal to 143.33. So this is your payment. Okay, so now my question for you guys is the following. How much or what is your effective cost of capital? Indeed, what is the effective monthly interest rate that you're paying? How you do this? How do you do this analysis, guys? Well, you do your cash flow, right? So your cash flow is going to be, I received something that is worth $2,000, and I will be making payments of 143.33 for how many periods? For 24 months. Yes or yes? Yes or no? So what is my effective cost of capital? Remember, the effective cost of capital is also an effective rate. So this is going to be equal to what? What technique do you use? So what I'm asking you is, what is the average interest rate per month you are paying? What technique do we use?
Excel, IRR.
Yeah, exactly. What we do is Excel IRR. Can you please do this cash flow in Excel, in the Excel file that we're using, and give me this number? Okay, build your IRR and give the number. Give me 1 second, to do some work. Yeah. Okay, I need to repeat this part here. What I'm doing here, guys, is I'm having my principal of $2,000. Imagine you buy a TV. My interest flat, that is simply the simple interest rate. Imagine it's 3% per month. The number of periods is 24. So your payment is going to be simply the value of your TV multiplied by 1 plus n times I divided by n. So it's 1 plus 24 multiplied by 0.03 divided by 24. So basically, you're going to be paying $143 for 24 months. In order to compute the effective cost of capital, you use the internal rate of return technique. For this, what you need is you need to build your cash flow. Okay, so and this is my cash flow. I received something for $2,000 and I paid $143 for 24 months. Now, remember that the effective cost of capital is a compounding interest rate. So this is a 4.89% per month. Compounding. So if I want to find the annual interest rate, compounding should be, it is not simply multiplied by 12. Is 1 plus this number to the power 12 minus 1. Is 77% they're going to be paying per year. Okay, so it's a huge number. But even take a look to what happens if I tell you, and this is what I will be advertising, guys. I will tell you, hey guys, you're going to be paying only 1% per month. But I compute my payments using not a normal payment that we compute in the compounded interest rate. And then you can see, even at 1%, I'm going to be paying 23% per year. You see, if you don't really know what is happening here, what you are believing is going to be, oh, it's 1%. So this times 12, so I'm paying 12% per year, right? So this is the trick here. If you are charging me 1%, indeed I'm paying 12% per year. No, you're not paying 12%. You're paying 23% because the way the payment is computed. Right? So let's do next to this one here. Let me get this one here, for example. Okay, let me get this one here. Let me put it here. Let's put it here. So if my principal equals 2,000, number of months equals 24, and my annual interest rate, I don't have this one here, and I have this one here equal to 1%. Or let's put this one here. My factor, and this should be my payment, 94. If I use the okay, so if I do my calculation using the compounding interest rate, I should be paying 94.15. Make sense to you, guys? Instead of this number here. So my annual interest rate, if this is true, this should be indeed 1% compounding is equal to 1 plus 1% to the power 12 minus 1. So indeed, it's 13% compounding versus 23% flat or simple. Make sense to you guys? Makes sense how the people believe that flat is that simple is simple. Indeed, it's simple to compute. Simple to compute the payments. Everyone understands that, right? How much you're going to pay? Well, it's very simple. It's simply how many 1%? 24%. So this is this. 1.24 times 2,000 divided by 24 months. And then that's what you get. Make sense, guys? So let me copy. Perhaps I will do this here. So this one here is this one here. Let me, and this one here is equal to negative of this one here. Yep, and then I can compute this one here. You see, if you're working in a world of compounded interest rate, these numbers are exactly the same. If you're working in a world of flat, so the flat, remember, this is equal to this one here times 12. So apparently, guys, the flat, sorry, this is month, I flat monthly. Let me write this one here. Monthly. And so this one here is the annual one. You can see. So if you see this 12% is lower than this 12.7%, but indeed it's not lower, it's because the way you compute the payment using the simple or the flat, it simply implies that you are going to be paying almost double of what we're paying here, guys. Questions? Questions, guys? Questions, guys? No questions? Okay, so let me save this one here and let's do one final concept. Yeah, I think we can. Okay, so let's go, guys, into let's go into here. Yep. So one final concept, guys, and then we're going to stop for today. One final concept, what is called the market price. Okay, guys, let's imagine that you want to buy a TV, and then you go to store one, and store one offers you, the interest rate for one period only. The interest rate I charge you is 10%. And store two offers you a big advertising. It says the interest rate is 5%. Got it? So which store do you buy the TV from? And this is indeed the advertising. As you know, our interest rate for one period, okay, let's assume is 5%. And in this case, it's 10%. Which one do you select?
Store two.
Two, right? Yes or no? If you just see these numbers, guys, you are going to go into store two and buy your TV and you're going to be very happy. However, I will give you an additional piece of information. So let's assume that this guy here, the TV costs $400, and of course, 10% of 400 is you need to pay them $440. And this one here, the TV costs 500, and 5% of 500 is 25. So you end up paying 25. 525. So now, which one do you prefer?
Is it the same TV or not?
Oh, yeah, no. Yes, that's a good point. The exact same product, okay? The exact one. Brand, I don't know, the size, everything.
The first one.
Yeah, definitely. This one here, right? So based on this one here and based on this one here is this one here. So now, what is crucial from this process, guys, that you need to learn always is, and this happens to us. This happens to me all the time. When I go to, I hate to go shopping. So when I go to a store, I simply buy from the store and then I walk, perhaps 100 meters and then I find another one that has a better price. And then I feel bad. In any case, so what is the market price? Okay, and so here, in order to make the comparison that is reasonable, we need to find something that is called the market price. Okay, so the market price is basically the lowest, please attention here, cash value of a product, of an identical product. Okay, so in this case, what is the market value? In this example, what is the market value? Guys. My market value equals what?
400.
Yeah, this is my market value, 400. So, and we use 400, guys, to evaluate everything. We're going to do this next class, but 400 is, we use this number to evaluate everything. Now, let's use these 400, guys, to evaluate our $500. So indeed, indeed, what we are paying, guys, is not 500. Indeed, we're paying 500 for something that is worth 400. And in the future, we are going to pay 525. So indeed, what is my effective cost of capital, guys? It's going to be 525 minus 400 divided by 400. So indeed, what we are paying is not 10, it's not 5%. What we are paying is what? I don't know, can you 525? Indeed, we're paying 31.25%.
Yeah, I was gonna say 0.3125.
Yeah, perfect. This is what we're paying. You can see that? Okay, so the concept of market price is crucial, guys, because it's going to allow us to compute what is indeed what I'm paying. So this is basically, guys, the penalty for not having cash. Do you agree? If you have cash, you're going to get the best price, the best deal. And this happens when you go to buy a car, for example. You know, what is the best deal you can get if you have cash? You can get, 15-20% discount over retail price, but it's because you have the cash. If you don't have cash, okay, so well, in that case, it's good for you to do a good research, look for the best price, that is basically your market price, and then try to buy it to that store. Of course, compute this one here, no? If this guy is charging you 30% or 40%, for example, in that case, of course, you go to store 2. Make sense to everyone?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Okay, guys, so we stop here. Yeah, I knew that we were going to have a lot of less students because they're doing something today in South Africa. I don't know why is that. Guys, so good safe trip to our South African